Hello, everyone. My name is S Comic Maker, and I hope I didn't trick you with my thumbnail. This is not a Sonic OC or anything like that. I'm not that cool. Just when I think of the term original character, my brain always thinks of this. I'm not sure why. But the reason why you see me digging around in some premium Animu fan art is because in today's drawing we'll be looking at one of my old characters named Blair. I swear this was unintentional, but this character is also a zombie. So zombie last week and zombie this week. But as comic maker, isn't Christmas coming? Yes. I didn't think about it until this drawing was done, to be honest with you, so I don't know what was going on in my brain, but crazy coincidence. I say this is an old character, but honestly, in the grand scheme of my life, I probably created Blair when I was in college, so she really may only be like a couple years old. Anywho, I made her at a time when I was trying to create a story with a bunch of monster girls. You might have seen in my Inktober video, I drew some of these characters before, just like little headshots. I'll leave a iCard at the top here, but this was probably right before the internet was like way oversaturated with monster girls in general. And after I started fleshing out the characters, I was worried I would look like I would seem that I was just jumping on the bandwagon because it was popular, so I kind of put a halt on the story for a while. As you can see though, from that folder I just dug through, I made quite a bit of art about the characters, so. To learn a little bit about Blair as a character though, we might need to change the music a bit. Her backstory is quite sad, honestly. Oh, that's better. Here we go. So, Blair was brought back to life by her uncle, who, during the time that she was alive, had a really good relationship with her and her father, who's his brother. Her uncle was shunned by most of his family since he decided to pursue his path in necromancy and seemed always really interested in death, that when their family was very religious, and so they kind of ostracized him and didn't talk about him. He was like the black sheep of the family. But despite most of his family pushing him away, his brother really stuck by his side and supported him. His brother invited him to anything involved with his wife and daughter Blair, and because of this, Blair grew up being really close with her uncle as well. But his uncle did think that at one point in his life that his research maybe was putting such a halt on his life, and that probably came from the normalcy of being around Blair and her dad and her mother. So for a while he kind of put his research on hold and was trying to become more of a regular citizen. But one night he receives a call from his parents telling him that his brother, sister-in-law, and niece Blair were involved in a terrible accident and all passed away. Both his brother and his wife's bodies were mangled to the point where they could not be identified. However, their daughter Blair, who died on impact in the back seat, was intact. During the funeral, her uncle started to go mad, and as he felt terrible that someone as nice as his brother would lose their life so unfairly, he then started to rekindle his interest to try to save his niece through necromancy. So he makes a vow that he would do everything he could to at least save Blair's life. He waits for his chance for a while to recover her body, then flees to another country when he finally manages to, and from there worked on bringing her back to life. I don't really have as much details as how he goes about doing this, but he tries to give Blair the normal life that she deserves in the place of her parents and raises her. Now, I know this sounds pretty dark for a comic about cute monster girls, and not every one of my characters from this story has a tragic past, but honestly, death is pretty sad in general, and I didn't want to downplay her. And in normal life, honestly, Blair is a really happy character and is just happy to have another chance at life and knows how lucky she is to have it, when so many others, obviously, pretty much everybody, doesn't have the opportunity to be brought back, so she really cherishes every experience that she gets to have. As far as her personality and her likes and interests, she loves doing her hair and makeup like any normal girl. She liked to do that stuff when she was alive and really loves being with her friends. She wears a choker and gloves to hide some of the scars from her repair, I guess, but loves wearing flower patterns and being in nature and dancing, which is what I tried to represent in this drawing today. As far as the drawing is concerned, I don't know, I felt like the drawing today was kind of stiff. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, because I experience this all the time, where sometimes I'll be looking through like folders or sketchbooks of some of my old art, and I don't know if it was like just the confidence of being a younger person and just loving drawing. I think when you get older, you kind of are more critical and you think, this isn't any good or things like that. But some of my older drawings, especially of like my own original characters, I love so much more than when I try to recreate them now. I think nowadays I'm so focused on trying to find my style or make things look the way that I want them to, that I'm not really just like sketching to sketch or drawing to figure out gestures and things like that. So overall, I'm happy with the drawing. I think it's cute. But I hope you enjoyed watching me create it as well and learning a little bit about one of my characters. It's been a while since I brought this up, but if you'd like to follow me on my social media, I'll link it down below. I already posted a little preview inking of this drawing on my Instagram if you want to check that out. But that is it for me this week. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope that we can draw together again soon. Bye, guys.